Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Tiger. And up here today is a first impressions video. I'm going to be doing my first impressions on the Xbox Series S. I normally do these first impressions a few days after, but what a better way to do a first impressions video than literally the day after you get something. That's what a first impressions video should be, just what you think of straight away. And I want to start off by saying that I'm actually very impressed so far. I'm going to go through some of the pros, some of the things that I really like, some of the things that might be a little bit of a turn off to some people, and so on. The first thing I want to start off by saying that the setup for the Xbox Series S was actually really easy. Now, the best part is if you have the app on your phone and you have the game in, you're installed on your phone, or you're signed in to the Xbox app on your phone, you can actually use the app to set up pretty much everything while your Xbox doing that first update on the system, which is really, really useful. And I actually found it to be really easy as well. And one of my biggest worries was actually being able to sign in to my console. I was just really worried that it weren't going to let me sign in, or there would be some sign-in problems, or it'd ask for a password or a PIN code, and it would be really awkward. But actually, it wasn't. It was very, very intuitive and very easy to set up. And yes, I know we live in a society where everything's app-based nowadays, but it was actually really easy to do, and I was very, very happy with how it all worked out. So I ain't complaining there. The first thing I want to start off by saying is that I am very impressed just how quickly everything works on here. It is so quick. When you turn the Xbox on, it loads the main hub within seconds, less than like 5 seconds, not even that, like literally 2-3 seconds. It's crazy. And the same goes with actually the actual installation of, one of the best things that one of the biggest problems I had with my Xbox One is that it would take ages sometimes to even find, to load a game. It wouldn't load at all. The game just wouldn't load, or I'd have to do it about 3 or 4 times, and it was just a massive, massive problem. And, when I was trying to play, I don't know, say Overwatch or something, and I had to load it about 3 or 4 times before it could actually work, it was ridiculous. I shouldn't have to be doing that. You shouldn't have to do that constantly, having to upload and constantly having to click on the same game, and it keeps coming up with an error message. But on this, the same like the loading in, it just goes straight away. Another thing is also the navigation of the menu, again, is much quicker. Everything is nice and quick. There's no problems with anything. And I'm just very, very happy with how everything works in terms of speed. So yeah. One thing that I will put out there is that for the most people, when you look at the menus and everything, it is pretty much an Xbox One, basically. The dashboard and everything else is pretty much just an Xbox One. So if you were to look at this console and someone had this console and you saw them on the dashboard, you'd just think, oh, you're playing on Xbox One. I'm not necessarily that bothered by it, because one of the biggest problems when you buy a new console these days is having to get used to everything again. And yeah, some people like that, some people don't. I do like the fact that everything is as I remember it. I'm very familiar with the Xbox One dashboard and how everything loads and where everything is and how to access everything. So it was really nice that everything is the same. Now, again, it might change over time, of course. Microsoft like to change things around a little bit all the time. So, I can't complain too much. But I've just got to say that it's nice to be a familiar thing. And one of the best things about it is that you do keep everything that you have. Everything is saved to your profile. One biggest problem with most people when it comes to buying a new console is having to restart buying all of their games again and having nothing to play. Luckily, Microsoft have done a good job of keeping the backwards compatibility program going, so you are able to play Xbox original Xbox games, Xbox 360, and of course Xbox One games. And I do like this whole smart delivery system, which basically means if you brought a game on the Xbox One, and it also includes the next gen version, the Series S or X version of the game, you get that one as well. Because like I said, when I installed Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, I was like, why do I have two versions of the game? And one of them was the next gen version, which I'm actually going to try out hopefully after this video. So yeah, I'm very happy with how that all worked. You know, I'm very, very happy with how it all, you know, everything works. And, you know, another thing I'm very impressed by is just, I really do like the controller as well. It's very, yes, it feels much like an Xbox One controller, but it works pretty well. Of course, one major fault that I'm not a big fan of is that it still uses batteries. I have ordered some battery packs online, and hopefully they come tomorrow. They're rechargeable ones. I have had problems with those in the past, but hopefully that shouldn't be the case. You can use a Type-C charger wire to plug it into your Xbox, so you have a wired connection. So if you don't have batteries, all you need is a wired USB-C cable, and you can just plug it into the Xbox and use it as a wired controller until you get yourself some batteries. And also another thing I do like is this is backwards compatible not only with games but hardware. The only piece of hardware that doesn't work with it is the Kinect, which is understandable. You know, the Kinect isn't really used that much, but the good thing is most Xbox One controllers, Xbox One accessories like headsets, you know, guitars, things like that, anything that works on the Xbox One should work on the Xbox Series S. Yeah. One thing I am very impressed by is just how gorgeous everything looks in 4K. When I was playing Overwatch, I noticed straight away the 60 frames per second. It does say that it is 120 frames per second on the box, but again, I don't know if that's true or not. What's true, what isn't, I don't know. I don't know all these specifications and things, but I will say everything looks gorgeous and plays really well. That's one thing I am very impressed by as well, that everything is how it should be. You know, there's no falseness to it. You know, it doesn't say that it's 4K when it isn't 4K. It is 4K, and it plays really well. Now, there are some things that maybe some people might be turned off about with this particular version of the console. It is an all-digital console. There is no disk drive. For most people, that's an okay thing anyway, because you have Game Pass and games with gold, and you get to keep all of your old games and stuff because they are saved to your profile. It's not a problem. So if you have a decent library on your Xbox One, you are going to still get all of that on your Xbox Series S. So you're not going to be without games. And that's often a big problem when you buy new consoles. Do you remember like when you brought a PlayStation 4 back in the day, and you couldn't play, or even when you brought an Xbox One, you know, and you had an Xbox 360, you could only play Xbox One games, you know, when it first came out, at least anyway. So it's great that they are keeping it, you know, you do get all of that stuff, but just be aware that disc games will not work because there is no disc drive. Normally that is a turn off for me. I like collecting physical games, but because I don't collect physical Xbox One/S games, I don't see the need to have a disc drive. To be honest, it's not a big problem. I have a decent library and I have Game Pass and things like that. In terms of this generation, I collect for physical for PS4, and if I ever do get a PS5, I'll probably get the physical disc version as well of that. Another thing that is a massive, in my opinion, a massive issue is the hard drive space. They only come with 512 gigabyte hard drive, and the fact that you have to pay £219 to buy an external SSD drive is ridiculous. Yes, the SSD drive is good. It's a great piece of hardware because it works really well, and obviously anything installed on it will load as quickly as it does and as the internal stuff. One of the problems that I had with these hard drives is after a while, this is an Xbox One Seagate hard drive. After a while, these just stop working, or because it's all like that, I had problems with it. So, like I said, the price is it justified? I think perhaps £150 and below probably would have been a better price in my opinion, because the fact that this is a £250 console alone is ridiculous. And they know that you're going to buy it because you need that extra space, especially considering there are games nowadays that are 100 gigabyte for Call of Duty and stuff like this. I know that the X model obviously is bigger and I think comes with a terabyte anyway. But it is a bit ridiculous that they don't include a lot of space on there, which again can be a turn off to some people. I'm not too bothered too much because there's only certain games that I play on Xbox One. It's mostly games that I'll just throw on every so often, or if there's a game that I want to try out, like I said, Game Pass and things like that, a smaller game, so I can install them and try them out and things like that. So I don't mind uninstalling games to reinstall other games and things like that. Same with my PlayStation 4 now. My hard drive for my PS4 don't work, so I'm in a similar boat, so it's not a big issue for me, but it is, in my opinion, a massive oversight. It should have at least been 1 terabyte. I know it's a smaller console, but if you can put a 512 gigabyte SSD drive inside of it, you should be able to put a bigger one in there, in my opinion. All in all, I'm very impressed with the console in general. Like I said, I'm happy with the fact that everything is easy to set up and you get everything that you already have. There's no fucking around. It's just simple, plug in, get everything set up, and you have everything that you have. It's great that your console remembers where you are. I don't know about save files. I think save files are saved to the cloud. I could be wrong because the only game I've actually played on here is Overwatch, and I know Overwatch is saved to your profile, not your thing. But I'm going to load up Call of Duty in a minute so I'd know whether or not it's saved to your profile. But I'm sure everything, save files are saved to your profile and they're saved to the cloud. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm impressed with the speed of this console. Just the navigation is great. Like I said before, when I played Xbox One, it would be a nightmare. For example, if I went to the load screen for updates and wanted to see if there's any updates, sometimes it just wouldn't load at all. It would not load. And even when I went to like Game Pass, I can show you quickly just how quickly this is. You know what I mean? Like I said, the navigation is just excellent. My internet's going a bit slow at the moment, but I think because there's people online. But so, for example, if I wanted to go on to, I don't know, Game Pass or something, instantly loads everything up, and then you just click on something and everything loads nice and quickly. And I'll quickly just load up Call of Duty Black Ops just so you can get a brief idea of how quickly the game should load. Again, I haven't played Black Ops in a while, but there you go. As you can see, nice and quick, and there we go. And it does sync your data as well, which is great. So you get all your save files, and yeah, it's just going to connect to this online services. This is where it normally been fucking up for me, is the online services. But that's actually going pretty quickly as well, actually. So yeah, I might actually get to pay this. And like I said, everything looks clean. I'm very impressed with this. Yes, it's probably best that you do have a 4K TV with this console, in my opinion. It is worth the money. But I am very impressed just with everything. With everything that this console has to offer. I'm hoping that I'm just hoping that everything plays decently, and I still get all my things. But this is season 2, so I haven't played this in a while. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first impressions video. I'm sorry if there's a bit of if there's something I've missed. Like I said, it's kind of hard to do a first impressions video when you haven't played a lot around with it. But like I said, it is an amazing console, a great piece of hardware. This, in my opinion, makes up for the problems that I've had with the Xbox One. I'm hoping that there ain't no more problems going down the line. But if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like. Let me know if you've got an Xbox Series S, what you think if it is. You think it holds its own against the X model? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, guys, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to upload this video after I come off this game so I don't get any lag or anything. But as always, guys, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at the Mad Kiger. And if you enjoyed this video, of course, why am I saying that again? And as always, guys, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.